Hi, I'm Paul Brodie. We're in my shop. Mitch behind the camera. This is trophy time. A lot of you have entered our contest. Me, myself, and Ron Covell. He's in California. We are collaborating on a trophy. I came up with the idea of building a trophy that looks like a wedding cake. We each get layers. He gets 135, I get 246. I lost the coin toss, that was his choice. So, last episode, he made layer 1, I made layer 2, and the funny thing is, we both used a perforated mesh. So, what's the chances of that? This is my contribution, and I wanted to get hands in there because it's a handmade trophy, and I got to show a little bit of art in a sense, I think. And it needs to be anodized, and this is going to get painted gray. This will get anodized pewter as well. So today we're working on, here in the shop here, I'm working on layer 4. So it's 5.5 inches in diameter. It's 2.2 inches tall, and I had an idea. This is the metal that I'm going to use to make it. This is the plate. See the circle? I have to give him something that he can rest his next layer on. Got a circle to cut out. And in the middle, there's going to be a tube. It's pipe. You can't call this a tube because this is kind of a crude thing. It's heavier wall than most of the tubes that I'm used to using anyway. Interestingly, made in the Philippines. That's kind of weird that it's made on an island and then shipped on a boat all the way here when we got factories in the US. That's very strange. I have brass as well. I went and it's a $25 piece of brass. That's how much that is these days. Not as much as gold, but it's getting up there in price, and it's a 1/16 of an inch thick. What I wanted to do was to make sunflowers. We're going to have a bright splash of yellowy bronze all around on layer number, what layer are we on? We're on layer number 4. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started. I wanted to make a little sketch for you so that you can understand more what kind of a concept I have in mind. What I'm doing here is this is showing you the outside of layer 4. It's a little smaller than this, and so imagination. Imagine that what I'm drawing here is the sunflowers made out of brass. So what size do we want? Okay, let's do that. And I don't think I want all the same size. I don't want all the same size. If I like this, maybe I'll just copy it. That could be a way of doing it too. That's kind of what I was thinking. These are the sunflowers as they go around the arc. I want some spaces. I want a bit of randomness. 3, 4, maybe 2 here. I don't know. As I make the pieces and we start to do some tic-tacking, we'll get a better idea. And remember, if you want a chance at winning this handmade trophy, you have to type in this in the comments. It's trophy. And you can also enter on Ron's I'm going to say website, his channel. So if you enter on our channel and Ron's channel, you get a better chance of winning the trophy. Let's do some bandsawing. We have to make some pieces because it's part of what we do here. So let's go to the bandsaw. I know it looks like I missed my mark, but let's just put this on. I've got an arbor in here. Let's just see if it really is out that much. I don't think it is. It's not bad. I know it's a little out because of saw cut marks, but we're basically okay. Yep. I don't want it to shine, so I'm going to use emery cloth because I got a weld and I got a braze on it, so don't like that shine. I bored out the inside, and can you see here, even though I took off quite a cut, on either side it's uncut. See right there and over there. Yeah, there and there. That tube was, no, it's not a tube, it's a pipe. This piece of pipe was really out of round. And that's the difference between a pipe and a tube. A tube is finely crafted often, especially in the bicycle business. You got tapers, you got butts, you got micro polishing, you got a really nice metal 4130 chromoly, whereas this is just some kind of, I don't know, they melted a car down or something and they made this, and it's got a seam in it. You can see the welded seam. Not a nice tube, it's pipe. Somewhere around there. Okay, so there's my mark. I think I'm about there. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that fits quite well. Okay, this piece is done. We're going to take this piece over to the hacksaw, cut it off. I would not part that ever. It's pipe, and the inside isn't even round, so hacksaw it is. My little hacksaw. I have had this saw since 1988. New motor. What a saw. It just keeps going. This is what we have so far. We've got the tube that goes to hold things up. This is the top plate, I call it. It's got a 1/4-inch hole that goes on the 1/4-inch ready rod, national course. And the sunflowers are going to come out to the to the edge. That's the plan, or somewhere in there. So I think the sunflowers are going to be different sizes, and the extension rods that come out to hold them, they're going to be slightly different sizes as well. When I was hacksawing them, I had a mark, and I moved the pieces back and forth a little bit. So there's going to be a little bit of randomness going on. I'm doing a mock-up here. I don't have the layers which Ron has made or is making, but what I have is I have bits of wood that are the height. This is layer 2, Ron's layer 3, and then I'm layer 4. That's what it's going to look like. And all around here is going to be sunflowers. We'll make it brighter. It's going to have this kind of a look to it. I don't know if you got the light. I think it's going to look nice. It's kind of a warmish color as opposed to a cold color of the steel, something like that. So I think we're going for hues and tones at this point in time. And thanks for watching. What I've done here, this is a 1/4 inch rod, extension rod. It's about 1 inch long. Can you see here how I've drilled a hole down there? It's a 3.3 millimeter hole for a 4 mil tap. And that's what it looked like. And I also got a little bit of a counterbore in there that helps the tap to start going straight. I don't need a huge amount of threads on these. It's only holding on a sunflower. Anchor lube. Old bottle. New anchor lube. So that helps the tap to start. And I got to be really careful not to break a tap, because this is what's been going on lately. I don't break taps. I'm not the guy that breaks taps. And lately, 2 taps, 6 millimeters, snap. So I need to be very, very careful on this, because if I break a tap, it's not good. I have a spare, but it's not as good as this tap. This is a spiral point tap, a little higher quality. It's made in Japan. That's where often the good taps come from. If you get one out of China or India, you're not going to get the same kind of quality. I like quality. And I'm going to punch in the middle, but it doesn't have to be right in the middle, because I don't really care if it's right in the middle. If it's a little bit offset, that's also art, right? Art is not always a straight line. So I'm just guessing the middle here. I guess we should drill the hole before we cut them out. Once you got a little circle, it's very hard to hang on to. That's what we got, a little handful. We'll go out to the belt sander now, and we'll make them roundish. Okay. I'm making a fixture here. This is what's going to hold the disc while I machine it in the lathe. I want some roughness, a texture, and it'll also make it shine a bit. And then we go over to the bandsaw and we do a cuts. And this will be used as the forming tool, because after it goes to the bandsaw, it comes back over here and it gets cut. and then it can get sanded on this as well. I'm going to use my belt sander with a new belt on it, nice and coarse, 80 grit. I wonder what Ron's doing. So I've got some spirals. If I slow it down and move the tool faster, I'll get better spirals. So let's see. See how the spirals have increased? And then as it's a little bit on the slimmer side, it bends easier too. There we go. Now you can see it. That says sunflower to me. Is it talking to you? I like this little hammer. It was my father's back in the 60s. That's how long he had it, maybe even into the 50s. It's a cool little hammer. I got my 1/4-inch belt sander. I got a new belt, so it's going to leave marks. I don't want it super shiny. I'm doing assembly now. This is not much to assemble, but there you go. That's what it's going to look like. That's my sunflower. And if I bring over the mock-up trophy here, that's what it's going to look like. There's going to be these in little clumps that go around, looking sort of like randomness. So I think I can be very happy with that. So that's what it's looking like. And I need some larger ones. I need to make different sizes, but that can all happen. So let's go do some brazing, because that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a bronze ring around the bottom of each extension post. Like that bronze. There we go. So I'm going to use a nice hot flame here, because it'll take a little while to heat up. A little bit of preheat is being transferred over the pipe. It's not a tube, it's a pipe. We have to be clear about that. Mitch and I would like to thank you very much for watching this episode. If you haven't voted, you need to comment, put trophy. If you go to Ron's channel as well, Ron Covell, you can look at his work. I think it's pretty wonderful myself. And he's working on the other layers. He's working on the odd numbers, 1, 3, and 5. So, get trophy. Mitch and I like coffee. If you buy us coffees, that helps our channel very, very much. We appreciate it. We have merchandise. Please subscribe. Please like. We'll see you next time. I would rate the fun factor here for me as high. Well, actually Mitch too, I think. High fun factor.